Okay, about to wrap it up for the season. Before I put this thing away, let's have a look at my 32 caliber muzzleloader. This is a Traditions Crockett that I built from a kit a few years ago, and it is the Hawken style, as you will see, 2 triggers. It's a cap lock, which means that it uses a percussion cap, and it is a right hand percussion. As you can see, that the hammer is on the right side of the gun. 32-inch barrel. It has laterally adjustable front sight, as you can move it to the left and right in the notch that is machined in the barrel. Rear sight, lateral adjustment by moving it back and forth. Elevation, the front sight, you would just file the blade. I have loaded or cast 319 thousandths round ball, which is very close to the 32, so it doesn't easily accommodate the heavier patches. There are a couple of molds available that I know. There's 310, which is a little smaller, and there's the 319, and I think you can also buy 315 diameter. Get my shooting glasses on. I load this thing with 17 grains of powder, not by choice, but as a matter of convenience. In my powder flask, when I tip it up and pull the release and I see powder touch my finger, I measured that amount. The amount that fills that spout is 17 grains. I use 17 grains just out of convenience, and that will probably change. The triggers, the double triggers, the Hawken style. The rear trigger is a set trigger. Once the gun is cocked, you pull the set trigger and you'll hear it click, and then the fire trigger is ready to go, and the fire trigger will be whatever you adjust it to be. It can be hair trigger light, it can be very heavy. And so anyhow, as the kit goes, everything went together pretty well. I really wanted to blue the gun in plum brown to be more old-fashioned, but some of the parts were already blued with blue, such as the hammer, front and rear sight, and the ramrod rail here. So I blued it blue just because. The fit, everything was pretty good. I think I did a little carving to get the trigger assembly in, not much. The furniture piece at the end of the forearm here, I did a little bit of something with the wood to get it to fit. But basically it went together pretty well. The wood, it's a nice piece of wood. It didn't take much sanding. It has some vertical scratches across the grain here from the production process that I sanded. They're not easy to see. Still a little bit of it left. Gives it kind of an antique-y look. And behind me, you'll see a stump. I found a chunk of charred wood that's the size of a squirrel, and I fired a few rounds. I'm going to fire a round standing up. Normally I'm sitting, or normally I have a support like a tree or something, and I really just want to unload the gun. And so, kind of in a hurry. We have dark storm clouds and cold wind. We're going to get something, cold rain or snow. So I'm going to fire the gun. Something you'll notice is a pronounced click when I pull the set trigger, and that's one of my concerns about that click scaring my dinner away. The ergonomics of the gun, I want to say that change the background a little bit. The thumb tab on the hammer, as you can see, is vertical. I'll pull it back, and you can see there's enough room between the hammer and the stock that I could use a different trigger. The balance, I really like to carry a gun with my hand in proximity of the hammer and the trigger. And this has that long, heavy barrel. I think you can probably see the thickness of the barrel. It's long, it's a 32-inch octagon barrel. And so this isn't a good balance point. It's heavy out at the muzzle. As I move my hand, I'm going to find the balance point. So the gun balances at right at about that rear sight. Okay, so carrying it with my left hand, I'm in good balance. I do like to do it a little differently, but that's a pretty good balance. So let's take a shot. I hope I'm not blocking the view of that stump. I'm going to take a shot freestanding, standing up. See what we do. Put my critter ran away. Mine away. I think the camera saw that I got my charred piece of squirrel wood there. Okay, so that's the Traditions Crockett 32 caliber. I will do follow-up videos with different loads, different patches, etc. But here's the 32 caliber muzzle loader that I highly recommend for small game and just fun. All right, thanks from Lat 44 Outdoors, and get back to you with another video. And thanks again, viewers and subscribers.